We decided to let go na public na po. Palis na po ng Tokyo para hindi na po ma-risk pa ang ating entire Philippines.
While the close contacts of the coach have tested negative for COVID-19. Filipino rower Chris Nievarez advances to the quarterfinals in the men's single sculls Friday, starting off the country's Tokyo 2020 campaign on a positive note. Nievarez clocked 7 minutes and 22.97 seconds, placing third in his heat, just behind Croatia's Damir Martin and the Russian Federation's Alexander Vyazovkin. The competition was held at the Forest Waterway in Tokyo. The quarterfinals are set on Monday. The 21-year-old Nievarez is the first Filipino Olympic rower since Benjamin Tolentino participated in the Sydney Olympics back in 2000. Iba't ibang promos ang nagsisintay sa'yo ngayong Shopee 8-Days Mega Flash Sale. Abangan ang daily discounts para sa mas pinag-shopping experience. Tara! Set out mo na yan!
Hello and a very warm welcome to BBC World News. Tokyo has recorded its highest number of new daily COVID cases for 6 months ahead of the Olympics opening ceremony in just a matter of hours. Almost 2,000 infections have been reported as the host city remains under a state of emergency. The official opening of the games later will be a subdued affair with just 1,000 guests due to attend. Presenter Sarah Montgomery.
Whether we would get to the opening ceremony of these Olympic Games, delayed by a year because of the coronavirus pandemic, a game that has had the heart of it utterly changed over the last 18 months. But we are here. However, coronavirus is still a major talking point. We have had the latest figures released today, and we know that now today 19 new cases have been linked to people associated with the Olympic Games. 3 of those athletes, one of those athletes was from within the Olympic Village, and that takes the total to over 100 positive coronavirus cases linked to the Olympic Games so far. And when you couple that with the fact that we had the news yesterday that there is almost 2,000 daily cases of coronavirus reported in Tokyo, which is the highest incident rate in 6 months, you can really understand why there is a sense of anxiety around these games. But the opening ceremony will get underway at 8 p.m. local time, a much more subdued and somber affair with lots of restrictions in place. Just 950 spectators will be able to watch. The athletes have been put down in terms of the numbers coming in from each nation. Really nice touch, though. Very interesting to note that there are 2 flag bearers for each nation, 1 male and 1 female. There will be lots of Japanese art and culture on display, but not quite the razzmatazz that we would be used to seeing in previous Olympic opening ceremonies. Now, we had the line this week from the president of the IOC, Thomas Bach, saying he had sleepless nights in the build-up to these games. And I think if the opening ceremony and then the games over the next couple of weeks go to plan and go smoothly, everyone may well sleep a lot sounder.
Sarah Mulcairn there. Well, one person who is following very closely how the games change Tokyo, my colleague Marika Roy, because it's her home city. She's engaging beautiful.
I don't know if you can see behind me, but a lot of people waiting for their turn to take pictures with the Olympic rings. And there's a whole queue here, which was originally when we first got here at 6 in the morning. So despite all the controversies, and even though people are rather fed up about all the scandals, I think it's fair to say that some people are getting excited. The games are finally underway. And I felt that exact excitement 8 years ago when my hometown won the right to host this game. So I put together this report about the conflicting emotions that I've had. Take a look. In Tokyo, arguably my favorite place in the world. It's great to be back in Japan and reporting on the Olympics in my hometown of Tokyo. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but it's far from the Olympic dream that many of us had when Tokyo won the right to host the 2020 Summer Games. But the pandemic has changed all of this. Now, once again, Japan is facing a test of resilience and unity. It was supposed to mark the country's recovery from the devastating 2011 earthquake and tsunami. Similar to when the city hosted the Games in 1964. That was a powerful symbol of a new Japan rising from the ashes of World War II. My parents were in high school back then. They both remember the Games vividly. My dad, my late grandfather, got tickets to see this. I wish I could have asked him what it was like. Now, nearly 6 decades later, the Games are back. It's a very different Tokyo today from when my grandfather was here. Without overseas visitors and spectators, it would be a subdued game, that's for sure. And while there's unease about having the games here now, in our hearts, my hometown will be rooting for the athletes and the Olympic spirit. And Rich, we keep comparing this event with the 1964 Summer Games that Tokyo also hosted. But one big difference is that when the opening ceremony takes place inside that stadium behind me, there'll be 2 flag bearers, 1 male, 1 female athlete for the gender balance, just like the BBC 50-50 project. But Rui Hachimura, a basketball player, his father is from Venice. And I think it's fair to say that 60 years ago it would have been unimaginable for a biracial athlete be representing Japan. So slowly but gradually, we are seeing the changes that Japan is going through.
Binigyan ka ng pagkakataon ng taong bayan ng lingkod, gawin mo lahat ng makaya magawa tayo ng bagay na makakatulong sa susunod.
Hey. All right, so it is the big day that has now finally come after a delay of almost about a year. Tokyo Olympics 2020 kick off this evening with an opening ceremony that is expected to last almost about 3.5 hours. Backdrop of the pandemic and also some stiff opposition from the locals and experts feel that the Olympics event could turn into a sort of a super spreader event. The Tokyo Olympic Games have emerged as one of the most controversial sporting spectacles in recent years. But the organizers insist that everything has in fact been taken into account and there's nothing for people to worry over. So the clock is ticking and